with the strong impact of civilization upon cultures, especially upon the cultures of Alaska, I'm amazed at the manner in which a culture may survive. And no less the Tsimshian culture, which was strongly impacted by Western civilization. But yet tonight, and for the last 2 days, you have seen some of the finest dancing by the Tsimshian folk of the Nisga'a tribe. And at this time, I'm pleased to present to you the Tsimshian dancers.
Now it's too short. Okay. Thank you. Good evening. We are honored and privileged to be asked to perform for you one more time. It is such an honor and a privilege to be among you and share some of our culture with you and to show you what the group have learned in the past 3 years. Each time we add another song, a traditional song, every time we perform. And it's a real honor for us to be standing on the stage to share it with you. We always do a piece and a welcome dance before each performance. Tonight, we will just do the peace song.
Yeah.
we have a request to do the children's story that they enjoy doing so much. This is the beaver and the porcupine. Whenever they wasn't to get, our forefathers, grandfathers, saw it was time to teach the children moral values. They tell the story whether they're working, sitting around the fire, or just walking. There are several versions in the Tsimshian Nation to the story. But the chief from my house in Ayanch, Nass River, BC, told us a story in Nisga'a language, and I translated it into English so the children can understand the meaning of the tale. Ready? One day, the porcupine was out walking, and he saw his little friend, the beaver. And he said, "Hi, pal, what are you doing?" The beaver said, "I'm out looking for something good to eat." The porcupine said, "I know a really good tree, a beautiful tree that we can climb." Beaver said, "But I don't know how to climb." Porcupine said, "Don't worry, I'll pack you on my back." And so they got ready and they started to climb. They climbed up the tree and they climbed out on the tallest branch. And then they sat there, and the porcupine said, "I'm going to roll down the tree. It's a lot of fun. And while I'm rolling down, I'll say, Andy Balach. Balach is moss, and it's light as a feather. And when he falls down, he will fall light as a feather." And so he started down. Fell light as a feather. So he looked up and he called his friend the beaver. He said, "Now it's your turn." Beaver said, "But I'm scared." So he took off and just left his little friend laying there. The beaver woke up and went on his way. A few weeks later, the beaver was out walking, and he met his friend, the porcupine. And he said, "Hi there, pal. What are you doing?" Porcupine said, "I was going down to the edge of the lake to look for something good to eat." Beaver said, "I know a real neat island. It's a lot of fun. I'll take you out there." Porcupine said, "But I can't swim." Beaver said, "Don't worry, I'll pack you on my back. And when you run out of breath, you just scratch the back of my neck and we'll come up." And so they started off. They took a dive. He started scratching the back of his neck. They came up, took a deep breath, then they went down again. This time they went deeper because the little beaver was having such a great time. Porcupine started running out of breath. He scratched and scratched and scratched. Little beaver wouldn't come up. Pretty soon he passed out on his back. When they came to the island, the beaver just dumped him off. Beaver took off and went on his way. Porcupine finally came to. He got up, he woke up. He was cold and miserable and hungry. There was absolutely nothing on that island to keep him warm, and no food, and it wasn't any fun. He remembered what his grandfather used to tell him. He used to sing to him the North Wind song. And he remembered that he also sang to the falling star. So he thought to himself, that's what I'll do. I'll sing to the north wind and cry and call on the North Star. So he started singing. The north wind started to blow. He felt encouraged. So he sang louder. It started to blow very hard. The ice started to form on the lake. And he noticed that it was very hard. That north wind was blowing really hard. So he started out on the ice. It was hard enough for him to get on home, and he was so happy. He started dancing around and skating around on the ice to get on the shore. He got ashore, and he was so happy. Now he can go home, be warm, and have good food to eat. But the little beaver also went home to his underwater home, under the lake. He hadn't realized that early winter would come, and he wasn't prepared. He hadn't put anything up for the winter supply. And so he was stuck under the lake. But the little porcupine was happy. So he started to sing again. The moral of the story is, children, Never pick on each other's or on anyone. It will come back to you. And I also go one step further with the children that goes hand in hand with my teaching. I quote the Bible by saying, "Do unto others as you would have them do unto you." Thank you. And now, the children would like to do the chief's dance for you. This chief's dance is done at potlatches. Whenever they have a potlatch, the chiefs go home to get their very best regalia on. And they use feathers in their hats to represent a peaceful gathering. And so at this time, I will have Reggie D'Angeli explain further to you about the potlatch and the chief's dance.
Elders and their ladies and gentlemen, this is a very important dance for the Tsimshian people. We honor the chiefs. They do the dance in many occasions, very special occasions. And tonight, the boys are going to do this number, as we heard earlier in the evening, remembering many of our grandfathers and grandmothers who have passed on, and we really honor them tonight. So this dance will be dedicated to these people that were mentioned tonight.
At this time, I would like to introduce those of us that are present and some very special guests honoring their Tsimshian part of their heritage. And the group would like to do Ohioho. David Katzek, he's up here honoring his grandfather, president of Sealaska Heritage Foundation. Our dancer, Kimberly D'Angeli. Another special guest, and she is like a part of our family. She also calls me Grandma, and Arlene, Auntie, Vicki Alex. Our next dancer is Roxana Booth Leask from Metlakatla, Alaska. Our lead dancer, Carolyn Watson, Morrow. Our chiefs dancers, Frank Watson, Michael D'Angeli. Ron D'Angeli. Our eagle dancers are Jacob D'Angeli. Chuck Watson. And also the porcupine. Our wolf dancer is Zach Regal. Mike Morrow. Our wolf dancer, Reggie D'Angeli. our lead drummer, Arlene D'Angeli. Jane D'Angeli. Rosa Watson. And yours truly, Louise Barton D'Angeli, researcher and instructor for the group.
I'm proud to say Gramps is very proud to have 3 generations of D'Angelis with this dance group. Thank you.
We will now do a song that my grandfather had left behind way before I was born. I got this off the tape that the Nisga'a had given us. And it's called Song of the Waves, and it's a song of merriment. It's a happy song. And the kids like to do the song, and I'm very, very proud to do it every time. He would have been also proud if he knew that several generations later, the children would be doing it in our Tsimshian nation. I would like to call on David Katzik to come forward and say a few words.
The reason why you see me up here is a long time ago, my grandmother Margaret Judson Katzik came from the community of Metlakatla among the Tsimshian. She was part Tsimshian. And my grandmother always told me that anytime the Tsimshians perform, that I should not be ashamed to come forward and recognize the culture that's also part of my runs in my vein in the blood. And so Reggie asked me to dance with him, and I really appreciate that, Reggie. And I now know why you guys have some really good basketball players. You just can't keep up. At least I can't anyway. Thank you very much.
I guess we have time for one more number. We will do glad dancing. And we have our two eagle dancers and the wolf dancer to do this number. And it's also an invitational song for anyone who would like to stand up and acknowledge your culture. We should all be proud of who we are, who our forefathers are. We will now do this song, Glad Dancing.
Come on and join us.
Thank you very much for joining us. Once again, we are very proud to share our culture with you. And as I have said before, we were very honored to take a part in the Tlingit and Haida celebration. We wish to express our deepest and heartiest heartfelt thanks. Am gweid gudnisa sum agadam lacha. Our God in heaven, our Creator, bless each and every one of you. Gunal cheese, Hawa, Lukalam. Thank you.